Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and you might remember that Blumhouse is making a new Mummy movie, and for almost 100 years, one monster, of course, has been dug up, dusted off, and rebooted for the big screen more times than, well, I think any of us can really count at this stage, and that is, of course, The Mummy. It's a name that should conjure images of ancient curses and timeless terror, basically, but let's be honest, people. For most of us, The Mummy brings to mind epic adventures and romance and CGI sandstorms. Not exactly the stuff that keeps you up at night. Well, that apparently is about to change because filming has just wrapped on the brand new reboot of The Mummy, and the team behind it is promising something different, something dark. They say they're digging deep to unleash something ancient and genuinely frightening. And they're saying that this isn't another action blockbuster, that this is a return to pure horror. So, we are going to have a look at what they're exactly saying here about this brand new version of The Mummy, that of course is coming from Blumhouse this time round, and from the director of Evil Dead Rise, Lee Cronin. So let's see exactly what they're saying and what we should be expecting from this. So, Blumhouse Productions is doing a reboot of The Mummy, and the studio clearly feels confident in the upcoming film as it wraps production. The Mummy is one of the most famous horror franchises of all time, and Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin is the next visionary behind the franchise, as his film wrapped on June 25th of this year and is set to release in theaters on April 17th of 2026. Speaking with Screen Rant's Liam Crowley at the Megan 2 red carpet premiere, Blumhouse Productions CEO Jason Blum was asked about the state of the studio's upcoming Mummy reboot. This is one of Blumhouse's biggest movies of 2026, and Blum seemed eager to discuss it at the Megan event. When Crowley mentioned that The Mummy was in production, Blum interjected by saying that the movie was wrapped, finished. I haven't seen the final cut, it's in editing, but I'm very excited about it. The vibes are very good, I have a very good feeling about our Mummy. This proves that Blum is incredibly confident in the upcoming horror reboot, setting an exciting tone for the film's future. The fact that Jason Blum feels so confident about The Mummy is a good sign, meaning that it could be a great film when it is finally released next year. The vibes being good could either refer to on-set vibes or the vibes at Blumhouse, but either way, it signals that those involved in the film are confident that it will be great. The fact that The Mummy has wrapped in June and doesn't release until April is also a good sign. This means The Mummy will have just under 10 months in post-production, which is a good amount of time for a blockbuster movie. If it is anything like the 99 Mummy, the film will need a lot of time in editing for its visual effects. The Mummy reboot is one of Blumhouse's most exciting upcoming movies, and this comment makes us even more excited. Blumhouse's attempts to reboot Universal monster movies like The Invisible Man have been mostly successful, and hopefully The Mummy will join this line of successes. Having Lee Cronin in the director's chair is also a good thing, as Evil Dead Rise was fantastic. The director is well versed in the horror genre, meaning that he is the ideal choice for a reboot of The Mummy. So they say anyway. And the one thing, I don't remember hearing anything about the cast. But I don't remember seeing anything about the cast. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one, at least I'm the only one I've ever seen that has been doing videos about this new version of The Mummy. I think Mr. H did one video on it when the movie got announced. Like, it was either last year or 2023. Other than that, I seem to be the only one that seems to ever talk about this movie when news comes up on it. So that is a question then, is there interest in it? Not sure what the budget is behind this one. Now, I do recall them hinting that this was going to be a very R-rated take on the franchise. don't know whether that has changed. I haven't seen any indication that that has changed. Now, we have seen Blumhouse starting to lean a little more into not so much the family-friendly end of things, but they do seem to be moving into a little more, oh, let's kind of do the horror comedy type of thing here. I haven't heard anything of that being the case with this, where they could start trying to get these PG-13 movies done. But if they said early on that this is going to be this very R-rated take on The Mummy, and they have Lee Cronin doing it, I think it's safe to say it will stay as an R-rated movie. It's just the case of, and as I said at the beginning of this video, when you think of The Mummy, you do think of the Brendan Fraser adventure movies. You know, the fun, the laughter, the adventure, the action, the chemistry and romance between Edie and himself, and stuff like that. What's he called? Rick O'Connell. All that stuff. Those movies were great fun. The first two anyway. The third one, what was it called? Is it Temple of the Dragon or Dragon's Tomb or whatever the third one was called? Can't remember. You know, it's fine. You know, it's got a bad rap. It's okay. You know, it's not horrendous, but it's nowhere near as good as the original two. And the less said about the Tom Cruise, Alex Kurtzman attempt, the better. You know, the thing that killed the Dark Universe before it even started. So, what exactly we're going to get with this one, we're not 100% sure yet. And again, I can't remember whether or not there was any cast announced. There would have to have been, I would assume. And I'm sure I probably did a video that spoke about it, but I just don't remember hearing names. And they don't seem to be talking about any names in this one. So with filming officially wrapped and the April 17th release of next year creeping closer, basically the hype for Lee Cronin's Mummy, is it really starting to build? We don't really know. So every single thing we know from the director and producers, you know, changing from Universal over to this, points to one clear mission, and that's to make the Mummy scary again. So whether that actually happens, we don't know. So is it just going to be another reboot? Is it a resurrection? Is it an attempt to bring back the dread, the mood, the pure terror of one of cinema's original nightmares? We don't know. And we're going to have to wait to find out and start seeing, you know, any teaser posters. I wonder if they'll bring anything of this to Comic-Con or anything like that, like a poster or something. We'll wait and see. But the movie has officially wrapped filming and is now apparently in editing. So let's see what we get with this one. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know in the comments as well, by the way, whether or not you're actually interested in this movie. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.